was very clear. Many thanks indeed for that. So just to recap on where we are, Alan has found you a buyer for your property. That buyer has made an offer you've accepted. Amy has helped out doing the legal process through to exchange and completion. You've got the money, but unfortunately the money isn't in the right currency, especially if you're in the UK. And that's where Carl comes in. Carl, over to you.
Thank you, Nick. Okay, so money transfer tips. Straight into it. First up, prepare early. Leave the money transfer aspect until the very end and your options become limited, meaning you will end up paying a premium to send your money home, and that will probably leave a bitter taste in your mouth over what has probably been a fantastic and enjoyable adventure during your time in Spain. The sale of your house can happen in a number of ways. The buyer may use a banker's draft, wire funds directly to the notary. The buyer may transfer funds directly to your Spanish bank account, or the buyer can even transfer funds direct to your named account with Excel Currencies. This last option launches with us in August. If it is a banker's draft, then beware. The next tip is don't take this easy option. This easy, hassle-free method will almost always cost the most, what we like to call the wolf in sheep's clothing product. If a currency company is willing to come and collect your draft and clear it in their own bank, you can lose up to 6%. On a property valued at 200,000, that would equate to 12,000 euros. If you do opt for this, you must get the currency company to give you an exchange rate before they take the draft. You will probably hear an excuse of, we can't give you a rate until the check clears. This is simply not true. Currency companies can offer buy now, pay later products that can fix an exchange rate up to 2 years in the future. So they can give you a fixed rate and wait 5 days for the draft to clear. If they give you an exchange rate, you should then compare this with the other methods that I'm going to talk about. If they are not willing to give you the rate beforehand, my advice would be to not use this route. The next tip is negotiate hard. Okay, so you have a buyer and the offer has been accepted. At this point, you will roughly know how much you are going to take back with you to the UK. Now it's time to go and see your bank manager. Ask for the cost to clear a draft. Ask for the cost to then wire the funds to a Euro account in the UK. Say that you have alternative options available and negotiate the fees. You have nothing to lose by playing hardball. Spanish bank charges for clearing a draft range from completely free to 0.5% of the total amount. And the cost to send the money transfer can also range from completely free to 1,000 euros. So there is a lot at stake. The next tip is to get access to online banking. If you haven't already, then you must get access to your online banking. Spanish banks must have an online portal, and to complement this, they have a method of sending payments to the EEA at zero cost. This includes the UK. For example, Sabadell will allow you to send 30,000 euros per day to a Euro account in the UK, but at a cost of 120 euros per transfer. However, if you split this into two amounts of 20,000 euros and 10,000 euros, it'll be sent for free and both arrive at the exact same time. This system even allows you to make these transfers on a Saturday and Sunday. All banks will be different. It is certainly not a one-shoe-fits-all approach. And I could go on and on about what we know about the different banks, but it's too much to cover. All you need to keep in mind is that our very experienced team will help you navigate this minefield. You will not be left to figure it out yourself. The next tip is don't assume your existing currency company is the way to go. Some of you will have accounts open with existing currency companies, but you must not get complacent with your task of saving money. Just like the big 6 energy companies in the UK, everyone knows that they are not the cheapest or offer the best service. It costs nothing to speak to our team, and I'm certain you will see that our value goes way beyond simply converting your money. As mentioned earlier, you should get in touch with our very experienced team as early as possible. Their advice and guidance will prove invaluable. Also, if you are already sending small regular international payments, then simply register with us today and test out our service. You can send as little as £1, meaning we have no minimum transfer limits. The next tip is about a new product that we're launching. It's a bank draft replacement product. A bank draft is a 400-year-old method of buying and selling an asset. Its purpose is to allow safe exchange of guaranteed funds for the purchase of a product or property. To arrange a bank draft is time-consuming and costly. To clear a bank draft is also time-consuming and costly. We now have an instant payment product to replace this bank draft. We simply open an account for the buyer and seller of the property, which takes minutes to do. The buyer pre-funds their account ready for the purchase. All parties sign at the notary, and instead of one solicitor passing a draft to the other, we simply move the funds from the buyer's account to the seller's. This takes less than a second and at zero cost. This can be done 7 days a week, as it does not rely on any intermediary bank's involvement, effectively cutting them out completely. This method is ideal when the buyer is from the UK and looking to move to Spain, and the seller is planning to move back to the UK. It works in many other scenarios too. Our team will explain this in more detail when we speak. So to recap, prepare early, negotiate hard, don't take the easy option, get access to online banking, don't assume your existing company is the way to go. Do speak to our team at least once so you can make an informed decision. If you have a UK buyer of your property, tell us early so we can suggest the draft replacement product. And that's it.
Carl, thank you very much for that. And thank you to everybody for their contributions so far, guys. Very good. But I'm afraid your day is not done. We're only halfway through. Now it's the time for the questions. Thank you for those, as I said, that have come in. I'm going to start with one which I think in cricket terms would be called a long hop, one that you can just knock to the boundary quite easily. So thank you for David for getting us started on this one. The question is, what is the market like at the moment in the Costa Blanca? I assume that's from a seller's perspective. Alan, do you want to start us off on that one?